Steady trade on the street with the benchmarks holding in the positive territory but below the 24,000 mark and broader indices moving in tandem. FMCG and real estate stocks are holding strong while pharma, metals and IT remain under pressure.
Auto engineering stocks came under pressure after KPIT warned of a revenue decline due to weak demand from European automakers. The cautious outlook has weighed on Tata Tech and XE amid concerns over softer automotive engineering spending.
Consumer stocks gained after Citi upgraded Titan, Page and Havells to buy. The brokerage cited improving growth visibility, favourable valuations and stronger earning prospects with jewellery demand, innerwear recovery and electrical margins expected to support the next leg of growth.
Shares of Cartrade and MCX gained after upbeat growth commentary. Cartrade highlighted its AI-led expansion strategy and moved towards a full-stack automotive ecosystem, while Jefferies initiated coverage on MCX with a buy rating, citing strong structural growth in India's commodity derivatives market.
June auto sales remained robust, led by M&M's SUV business, which reported a 25% jump in passenger vehicle sales. Tractor sales also stayed healthy, with both M&M and Escort Kubota posting double-digit growth.
Kotak Bank is acquiring Deutsche Bank's India retail banking, private banking and wealth management businesses. The all-cash deal strengthens the Kotak affluent banking franchise by adding 29,000 crore in advances and 16,000 crore in deposits.
Capital market stocks are in focus as tighter broker funding norms come into effect. The new rules restrict bank funding for proprietary trading, tighten collateral requirements and limit leverage, a move that could raise funding costs for brokers such as Angel One, Motilal Oswal and Nuvama Wealth.
Saw a mixed debut with Advait Jewels listing at a premium of over 35% to its issue price, while Waterways Leisure debuted at a discount of around 15%.
Hello and welcome. You tune in to Buy Now, Sell Now. I'm Ankita Saxena and with me is Kavita Thaplayal. In the next 1 hour, we'll get all your stock-specific questions answered. The number is flashing on top of the screen, so get going and start sending in your queries. And we'll have our fundamental guest and our technical analyst to analyze all your queries and answer them live. But before we get started with the show, let's take stock of how the market is shaping up at this point. Well, we are trading with gains of 0.5% on the Nifty, a good recovery that we are seeing coming in. 23,981 is where Nifty is perched at. Nifty Bank also seeing similar moves. We are trading with gains of 0.4% right now on Nifty Bank as well. And if you look at the broader end of the market, even mid-cap is staying strong, 0.3% gain coming in, and small caps also trading with gains of 0.5%. So small caps and the Nifty both are in tandem with gains of 0.5% right now. So market is holding steady as of today. But let's take a look at the sectors. We do have a sectoral churn that's happening here. We do see Nifty Media, that's the top sectoral gainer with gains of 3%. Z is surging in trade, 5.5% uptick coming in. We have Nifty FMCG, Realty and Auto in that pecking order that's doing well. In fact, on the back foot, we have the defensive like Nifty Pharma that is losing out in trade as the top laggard, 0.6% cut coming in. Nifty IT is also reeling under pressure, 0.3% cut coming in. Remember, especially the mid-cap basket as far as IT is concerned is getting hammered in trade on the account of KPIT Tech. That has dampened the sentiment. Now, remember, auto engineering stocks are also under pressure because KPIT has warned of a revenue decline due to weak demand coming in from European automakers, and on account of that, we saw KPIT Tech. We also have downgrade coming in for KPIT Tech, from the brokerages, and on account of that, KPIT is locked in the lower circuit. It had series of lower circuits, in fact, and now it is trading down 15%. So there, that's the top loser in today's trading session. But besides that, we have RITES that is also in focus. We have Viatech Wabag that's secured an international order, and that's also in focus and doing well. And Page Industries is also a buzz on a bullish brokerage note. So these are some of the counters that are moving in the trading session today. But let's also welcome the guests on board. Himain Kapadia, who's the Technical Associate, DR Choksi FinServe, and Sonam Srivastav, small case manager and founder of Right Research, joining us on the fundamentals. Hi, good morning to both of you, and thank you so much for joining us. Himen, before we get going with the show, let me quickly take a market question with you. Tell us what are the levels that you're watching out for. We have managed to, recoup those 23,980 levels as of now. Where exactly are we facing that resistance, and which breakout can give us a decisive move that probably a certain uptrend is intact?
A very good afternoon, Ankita. Thank you for having me on the show. Always a pleasure. We've been sideways, Ankita, between 23,800 on the downside and 24,200 on the upside for almost 11 trading sessions now. I thought 24,150 and 24,344 are two important levels, but that seems to have changed just a wee bit. The VIX is at 13.5, so it's below 15, so that is a positive for the bulls. So we need to first, there's a small area, Ankita, between 24,200 and 24,344. We need a close above this. That happens, we see a breakout from the sideways consolidation phase and the test of the 24,600 level. So I believe these levels need to get taken out. The setup is not bad. We've stagnated over the last 3 weeks simply because we've had a 1100 point move and we are sort of, the market is catching its breath. There's a bullish gap which hasn't been covered. In a way, it's good, but there's always a overhang that maybe it gets covered. So 23,800, 24,200, 24,344. Above this, I think we'd see a more clear trending directional move. Ankita.
All right, so that's the take on the market, but let's move on and let's take our viewers also who are there on the phone line. Mr. Kalamkar, Mr. Chetan Kalamkar from Nagpur is on the phone line with us. Hi, good morning, Chetan.
Yeah, good morning.
You can ask your question, Chetan. Our experts can hear you.
Yeah, my query is about 4 stocks.
Okay.
First, the GAIL India Limited, 105 stocks, and
What's the buy
purchase of
price in GAIL?
GAIL 105 quantity and 189.59 average price of my purchase.
Okay.
And second is the Ola Electric on 724 quantity
Buy
and
price.
69.52.
69.52. 69.52 is your buy price in Ola Electric. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then TMCV है
Okay.
100 quantity 280.68 average price
Okay.
and TMPV 160 533.62 average price.
Can you repeat the average price? Tata Motors PV is 534?
533.62.
Sure. Okay. All right. Let's take it. What's the view? What's the time horizon?
Near about 1 year.
1 year's time frame. Okay, let's get a fundamental check. Sonam, over to you. Let's take it one by one. Let's start with GAIL.
So GAIL, see, I think it's a fundamentally very strong stock, right? So I would recommend that you can definitely look at it for the longer term horizon. But in the short term, we're not seeing a lot of. I think in the short term, I don't see a lot of movement out there. So at the long term, I would say it's a high quality stock to hold. But if you're looking to diversify on the short term, then you could reduce it. Going to Ola Electric, I can see recently there's a lot of upgrades that are happening in this stock. Obviously it's been one of the worst performing stocks for a moment. But yeah, in the recent times we've seen some upgrades, so I would recommend that you could hold on to this stock from these levels. On TMCV and TMPV, I'm not that bullish. We're also seeing some volatility in the auto index. So my view would be to reduce these two names.
All right, let's move on to the next question that is coming in from Ram from Chennai. He says he has Reliance. The entry price is 1,440 rupees and the time horizon is 1 year. Should he hold or should he average? And he's sitting at a loss. Coming to you, Himen, what are the prospects for RIL on the charts? What should be his strategy? Can he average in at this point?
Ankita, his average comes in only if his holding would be for more than a year. The bigger picture has turned a bit wobbly. The quarterly and the monthly oscillators are in sell mode in Reliance. Currently, the downside is limited. A bounce is just around the corner, but there's a short-term view. So it's a longer-term view. I suggest wait, have patience. Maybe you get a chance to average at lower levels. Currently, we are just looking for a short-term bounce. The bigger picture, like I said, doesn't look too exciting at the moment.
Let's move on and let's take Rama's question. She's from Hyderabad and want to invest in Adani Ports or Adani Energy or RIL for more than 3 years. And okay, so let's take a technical as well as a fundamental take in all of these counters. Let's start with Adani Ports. Sonam, what would you recommend? Either of them, maybe one recommendation or all if she has a time horizon of almost 3 years.
So I think on the Reliance side, we already have our answer, right? I think the Geo IPO definitely will cause some activity over there, but not very bullish in the 1 year horizon. Between Adani Port and Adani Power, I would definitely like Adani Power at these levels, and I think that could be one of the stocks that she could allocate to.
Out of these 3 picks, you are picking this one? Or there is further
Yes, I think Adani Power would definitely be the top pick from my side on this because you're seeing a lot of movement in the power sector, especially with the data center theme coming in. So I think that could, and I think Adani has been involved in that space. So I think that would be something that I would pick.
Adani Power is your pick. Hemant, what would you pick? And if Adani Power is the one to be recommended, what would be the buying levels?
I think the query was for Adani Energy, Kavita.
So it was either of them, any one stock for more than 3 years that can be bought.
Adani Energy. I think that looks very interesting. It's underperformed for 2.5 years. It's now given a breakout. The bigger picture, the long-term setup has improved, will improve further. So I suggest we are at around 1520, 1520. One can buy at 1520, 1460, and 1400, 3 levels. Not everything at one go. Markets are volatile. We keep on going up and down. But yes, from all the stocks that the viewer has mentioned, this looks technically the most interesting one from a 3-year point of view. Kavita.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is coming from Nitin from Nasik. He says that he has 6 stocks. He wants technical and fundamental view for all the stocks mentioned. He says he has Shriram Finance. He's bought it at an entry price of 965. RR Kabel, the entry price is 1,965. So let's go one by one. He's named a couple of stocks. Let's talk about Shriram Finance coming on the technicals. Hemant, the entry price is 965 for the next 1 year. What should be the strategy?
Outlook remains positive, Ankita. We need a close of 1100, which is on the way. One can expect 1300 odd in 1 year's time. Hold.
Right, let's move on to the next one that he's asked us about. This is RR Capital. The entry price is 1,965. Here also he's sitting at a profit for the next 1 year. What should be the strategy, Hemant?
Hold, but a little bit of not a warning, but a caveat because less data, all-time highs, no known resistance level, but we are safely ensconced in a longer-term uptrend. Hold.
All right. The third one is PI Industries. The entry price is 3,150 and his time horizon is medium to long term. Should he hold this? Because he's sitting at a loss, PI Industries for the next 1 year. Hemant, would you recommend? Could there be a recovery?
He remains in a longer-term downtrend. So either he needs to keep a stop loss, buy it later, or extend his time frame from 1 year to 3 years.
Okay. He also wants to know about Avalon Tech in Syrma, if he can enter at the current levels or should he wait for further correction?
Avalon Tech wait. Stock has gone up from 450 to 1830. Wait. And as far as Syrma is concerned, looks good, but same story. 650 to 1500 in a matter of 6 months. Wait for a cool off. Structurally, Syrma looks better placed.
All right, and his last stock is BEL. The entry price is 410. He wants to know if he should average in or what should be his strategy.
Long-term uptrend, intermediate correction, support at 400, not a bad idea. Can average, will give momentum only on a weekly close up of 435.
Okay, so that's the take on all the 6 counters. But it's time for a short break. But before we slip into that break, let's just flash our QR code. In fact, you can see that flashing on the screen as well. Scan this, send across your questions. We are taking your queries live. Our experts are there live answering all your stock-specific questions. Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now, and we have a live viewer on the phone line. This is Mr. T.K. Biswas from Kolkata. Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, you can ask your question.
Yeah, ma'am. One thing you say, considering AI move, but all the IT sector has come down. Today, Infosys is near about 999.
Right.
So my question is, what would be the estimated price of both IT sector, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, etc., during end July?
Okay. Okay, I'm just confirming your buy price in Infosys 1365. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, and is just one time frame that you want to give, or you just want to understand the trajectory and accordingly you might take a call on the duration? Is that so?
Yeah, both.
Sure. Okay, so let's
get take a call.
Okay, let's start with technical take. Himen, so on the IT pack and specifically Infosys.
Kavit, I don't think you need rocket science. IT was weak. Has been weak for some time. Though it's probably in the last legs, it's not yet done. There is more pain left. Infosys 2 levels to keep a eye on 986. We are almost there, and the next level is 847. So probably end of the month we'll be the rate at which we are going we'll be somewhere close to 900 or below.
Pick technically with 1 month's time frame in this entire sector, Himen, if you had to just recommend any one.
I don't think I would recommend anything because nothing particularly looks like doing anything. In fact, the IT index, Nifty IT index, Kavita, is on the verge of, I won't say verge, but it's at 5-year lows hanging on to supports. If that cracks, it doesn't sound too good.
Right. Sonam, what's going to be your take fundamentally? Sonam, I think you're on mute.
I'm sorry. I think I would also agree here that you're seeing a downwards breakdown in these IT stocks. I think AI definitely is playing a role here, and I think I'm not extremely pessimistic about it. I expect there to be some stability, but I think the trigger would be maybe the IPOs of these large tech companies, where like OpenAI, etc., where you see some recovery. But I think that IPOs have also been delayed right now. So I don't see a significant trigger unless there is strong numbers posted. I think TCS did give some good guidance, but you would expect a much stronger show on the fundamental side for a recovery to come back.
Right. Let's move on to the next question, and yet another question on mid-cap IT. Persistent Systems. This is Jeevan Reddy who's writing in from Hyderabad. He owns Persistent System. The entry price is 4,425. He wants to know if he should hold on to it or should he cut his losses. Coming to you, Sonam, fundamentally, if they're within the IT pack or within the mid-cap IT space, people are usually talking about Persistent System and Coforge, and we especially saw, a few days back, Persistent also signed a deal. Do you see things getting better for Persistent System in the future, or is it the same fate that the rest of the IT pack perhaps foresees?
I think the guidance sort of remains similar. I think in terms of, definitely, I would rate persistent higher fundamentally compared to the other stocks. But yeah, I think the trend is speaking for itself, right? I think there is a lot of pessimism. But yeah, I think even on the IT space, I think there are selective companies that are still doing pretty well, right? For example, I mean, these are very niche opportunities. For example, if you look at RateGain, right? And then the number of stocks which are now tied up in the data center theme, which are doing well. So selectively, I think there are some opportunities, but yeah, in the broader IT pack, I think there is a lot of pessimism.
Okay. Let's move on. And the other question is from Mr. Abdul, Rajasthan, and KEC. Buy price is 515, and should I hold or sell? Himen?
Oh, I'm not sure about the time frame, but if it's a short to medium term view, it's a very clear hold. A close above 550, we should be seeing more momentum coming in. I believe from a slightly medium term point of view, assuming it's a 3 month sort of a view, we would be closer to 610 or so. So as of now, it's a hold. For safety's sake, a close below 500 would negate this positive view.
Okay, let's move on then. This is Valusa Vekambarai who's writing in from Hyderabad. He says that he has 3 stocks: Ultratech, Ambuja Cement. He's bought the entry prices at 11,160, and JSW Cement, the entry price is 131. What should he wants to know? I want to exit one stock and invest in the rest of the 2, or suggest if what can I do? Okay, he wants to know about these 3 stocks. He wants to sell one of these counters and invest in the other 2. The names are Ultratech Cement, Ambuja Cement, a lot of and JSW Cement. So he is clearly very overweight on the cement pack. But coming to you, Sonam, what should he do right now?
Yeah, I think between the 3, I have a much higher weightage on JSW Cement. So if he's looking to accumulate more, I would recommend JSW Cement to be something where he can top up. And if he's looking to exit a particular stock, possibly Ambuja Cement could be the stock that he could reduce. And yeah, I think on the cement pack, we're reading reports that the upcoming quarters could be positive for the cement pack. So I think it's a good sector to have picked.
Good sector and a good pick. Mr. Amit Patel from Gujarat, and his question is on Sekatri Industries. Entry price is 30, time horizon is 3 to 5 years. He wants to know if he can average the investment as long term. So he's planning to buy some more. Sonam, would you be able to comment on this?
No, I think it's a very small stock. I definitely don't cover it right now, so I would not like to comment on the stock. But yeah, I think Pharma Pack, we definitely do like it. But yeah, I think I don't have a coverage on this.
So not a long-term view, but maybe a short to medium term. Hemen, would you like to guide?
Medium term bottom has been made, Kavita.
Okay.
So from a medium term point of view, worst is over. It's a 1 rupee paid up stock, so don't expect it to move in a very big manner. A close about 26 should see a further upside coming in. Doesn't look too bad. I would say hold on. A gradual upside is more around the corner.
Let's move on then. This is Dikshita who's writing in. She says, can Devyani International and Praj Industries be average at current levels? Coming to you, Himen, then, is it a good time to enter or to average in Devyani International and Praj Industries?
Devyani International, the longer term picture is still hazy. Medium term point of view, a bottom has been made. We are consolidating for the past 8 weeks or so. Downside appears limited. Stop loss of 105 can average, close above 120. We should be seeing a decent, if not a good upside. As far as Praj Industries is concerned, I believe things are on the mend after a long time. I would say almost, 18 months. The stock is now showing technical green shoots on other longer term charts also. So I would say, yeah, it was an average 370, 400, 425, 445 levels to keep in mind. Further upsides seem, I don't expect to move very quickly, but yeah, it seems steady and things, the worst is almost getting past us now.
All right, so that's a take on Praj Industries. With that, it's time for a short break. Post that, we are still answering your stock-specific questions. Stay tuned and keep sending us your questions.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Buy Now Sell Now, a show that answers all your stock-specific questions. And let's get going with all the questions that you have been writing into us with. Samba Siva Rao from Hyderabad is now writing into us. He says he has E2E networks. So the entry price is 320. He wants to know, can he add more at current levels? Coming to you, Himain. On the charts, E2E networks, is this the right time to average in?
Just a buy on declines, Ankita. Simply because 205 to 465 stock is more than doubled. It's also split now. It's a 1 rupee paid up stock. The bigger picture is promising and positive. But like I said, we've entered a short-term correction. Worry is, does this convert into an intermediate correction? If that is the case, we'll get it lower. So I'd say if you like the stock fundamentally, I believe 385, 360. And 343 levels to buy. Currently, I believe the correction could take some time to play out.
Okay, Mr. Subramanian from Chennai. The stock is AB Capital. Entry price is 235, and he wants to know if he can book partial profits. So, looking at a short-term view, Heyman, would you recommend that?
I have an old philosophy. If you're getting some money, take something home. But on a more serious note, it's broken out about 375. We are in an uptrend on the short, medium, and long term on every time frame. So I would suggest maybe you can book a bit or wait a bit more or close about 399. We see 420 coming in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So I suggest you can keep a protect profit at 384 and hold on. I believe a further upside is on the cards.
All right, let's move on then. Let's talk about Priyanka Akshat, who's writing in from Mumbai. She says she has a Thermax. The entry price is 3,249. She wants to know, would like to know the short-term targets and should she hold on to Thermax? Okay, coming to you, Himain. She's sitting at a profit right now. What should be her strategy? She wants to know the short-term targets. Should she hold on to it or can she book profits?
Firstly, heartiest congratulations on a superb investment. I believe we are getting close to a congestion area, Ankita. A high was 527.80. We are at 5142 and closer to 5300 and 5458 or so. We run into historic highs, tops, and a lot of resistance. So this is a level where the investor can book some profit.
Let's move on. This is Mr. Nandkumar from Pune and Intellect Design Arena. Entry price is 715 and wants a view for 2 to 3 years. Sonam, is it there on your radar?
Definitely, I think Intellect Design is an interesting sort of a stock. I think we don't have a very strong buy call in this particular stock, but we can see some fundamental movement here. So I would recommend that he could hold on to it, and if he's been holding it for a long time, then he could look to book some profits as well.
Right, let's move on then. Praveen Kumar is writing in from Chennai. He says he has IRCTC. The entry price is 515. He wants to know the long-term view and is this a good time to accumulate? First, let me come to you, Sona. A long-term view for IRCTC, say for the next 1 year, on the fundamentals, if we want to know what would be a view.
So see, I think we are seeing some movement happening in the PSU pack, but on IRCTC, again, we don't have a very strong sort of outlook. So if you generally ask me for my view fundamentally here, I would have like a reduced call on this particular counter.
Okay, next question from Mr. Partha Bhattacharya Durgapur, and what may be the price of PFC after merger? Sonam, we'll come to you for this explanation.
So PFC merger, I am sort of not that current on it, right? So I would probably not comment on that one, right?
Hemen, would you want to give some direction on this?
I believe 88 shares of PFC for every 100 shares of REC, if I remember correctly. But so we'll stick to PFC, which REC will merge into. So if I have a 2-year point of view, stock is going to go to 650 and 750. I am positive on the stock. We've spent almost 2 years consolidating. Stock is looking good. The long-term picture seems promising. A decent time price retracement has happened. I'd say hold or a buy on decline.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on PFC. Let's move on to the next question. This is D. Mazumdar who's writing in. He says he has Saman Capital. The entry price is 182. Is there further upside, or should he hold, or should he exit? He's sitting at a loss, he mean. Saman Capital, he's not given the time horizon, but I believe this is for the shorter time because he wants to know if there is further upside, or can he, or should he exit? So what would be your view?
Okay, I'll just take 30 seconds more, Ankita. 6 years, the stock has done nothing. Okay, now coming to the short-term view, good news is it's out of FNO. There's been a tendency that whenever stocks move out of FNO, they start moving up. So I think that is a positive. A close above 183, we see further upside. Above 192, we see 210 coming in a jiffy. The situation on technical parameters is looking positive. Further upside seems like a distinct possibility. Hold a bit more, at least hold for this month since it's out of FNO. I believe we are seeing a further upside coming in. The levels I mentioned, 183, 192, 210. Please keep that in mind. Looks good.
Okay, Mr. Venkat Ramani wants to ask a question on Ola Electric. Buy price is 75 and time horizon is 6 months. Hemen.
I don't track the stock, Kavita. I can't comment.
Sonam, would you like to guide?
No, I think I answered about Ola Electric before as well. I think, see, I'm seeing some upgrades happen in this particular stock. So, but yeah, I think, see, if you track fundamentally, that stock definitely has quite a few red flags. But yeah, I think we're seeing a few upgrades happen recently. So I would recommend that if they are holding, I mean, they should sort of hold on from these levels.
All right, let's move on to the next question. James from Hyderabad is writing in. His stock is M&M, and the entry price is 3,400. Time horizon is the next 3 months. Target price coming to you, Hemen. He's sitting at a loss right now on M&M. What would be your target for the next 3 months?
I would be more sanguine for a longer term point of view, but yeah, 3 months, 3237 is the level to take out from a weekly closing point of view. Assuming that happens, I'm saying that because I think that's happening. I'm slightly positive on the auto index. Close about 237, the 3-month target should be 3399.
All right, coming to you then. Let's quickly take a fundamental view also, given that we are seeing the auto sales number coming out, and we do see M&M Auto that has outperformed, and the tractor segment, of course, has been in line. So good set coming in for M&M. But coming to you, Sonam, in general, if you have to speak about the fundamental view on M&M, what would be your view?
I don't have a very strong sort of a view at the present moment. And I think if you look at the auto sector also, we're seeing some consolidation happen. So my call again here would be either to hold or reduce the particular stock.
Okay, so that's a cue for a short break, but post that also we'll be still answering the question. But with that, it's a wrap. Thank you so much, Hemen and Sonam, for being on the show and helping our viewers with their stock-specific question. And for our viewers, stay tuned. More on the markets coming up after this short break.
Welcome back. You tune in to Buy Now, Sell Now, and let's talk about Tata Motors that has officially unveiled the all-new Tata Sierra EV. This is Tata's quickest EV with lifetime battery warranty. The bookings are now open and the deliveries will be starting from the 15th of July. Shubhani will take us through the newly launched Tata Sierra. Let's take a look.
Tata Motors has launched the much anticipated Tata Sierra.EV, which is right here. It starts at the price of 18.75 lakhs ex showroom. Now, if you look at the design right in the front, it looks slightly different as compared to the ICE vehicles. Now, of course, Tata Motors is addressing two key issues with this particular Tata Sierra.EV. The range anxiety, of course, is addressed. This vehicle offers 500 kilometers plus range. Now, let me give the figures, in fact, when it comes to the range of this particular vehicle. Now, when it comes to the figures, first, the consumers get two options. First is the 75 kilowatt option, and of course, there is a 65 kilowatt battery pack. The battery also gets a lifetime replacement warranty. Now, the 75 kilowatt battery pack, it offers a range. The promised claimed range is 665 kilometers, so it's 500 kilometers plus. And then, of course, there is a 65 kilowatt which offers a range of 565 kilometers on a single charge. Now, let me tell you, of course, there are two electric motors, including a 175 kilowatt motor, which is placed at the rear end, and at the front end there is a 103 kilowatt motor that you get with this particular vehicle. Additionally, there is a rear torque of 240 Nm, while the front motor offers 164 Nm torque. Inside the cabin is extremely plush, much looks like a gadget, a device as compared to many of the other Tata Motors offerings that you've seen. There is a wide, expansive interior display that you can see right here as we are walking you through this particular vehicle. So this is the sleek new launch. It looks modern. There are different modes that you can, and different terrains that you can take the new Tata Sierra EV on. So this is the all-new Tata Sierra EV.
All right, so speaking to ET now is Shubhani Karat, Tata Motors passenger vehicle MD and CEO Shailesh Chandra said the recent West Asia crisis has led to an uptick in EV sales as consumers look to reduce fuel cost dependence. Let's listen in.
See, that's a very good question. I think, I should have rather covered in my opening remarks itself. Clearly, there is a significant increase in the demand, post the Mid-East crisis that we have seen unfolding. Real demand, because we measure that in terms of bookings that we received, has jumped 3 times than what was the booking, in, say, Jan or even before that. Now, whether we are able to service that fully, no. So we are not able to supply to that extent. Maybe we are able to supply 2 times of, say, what we were supplying a year back. And this month onward, we are going to further increase the supplies. But definitely the demand is 3 times more. And it is not only because of the Mid-East crisis, I would say. It is also because of most of the top 6 players have now come into the EV market with their offerings. Right. That gives greater confidence to the consumers. But at the same time, the entry segment cars like Punch EV and Tiago EV have been seeing a phenomenal growth. And just to give you a sense of, before we launched the Punch EV uplift or facelift, we have seen 6 to 7 times jump in the demand.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Kavita and I will take a leave. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. Markets Noon is coming up next.
AU अकाउंट के साथ फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
To meet Industries Limited. Leading integrated polyester yarn manufacturer is gearing up for a pivotal rights issue of rupees 199.75 crore, offering at rupees 11.86 per equity share. Rights issue opens on 22nd June 2026, closes on 20th July 2026.
अरे यार EMI किराया दवाई कैसे मैनेज करूं?
एक जुगाड़ है, अच्छा पैसा मिलेगा।
क्या?
अपना बैंक डिटेल्स दो, कुछ लोग पैसे भेजेंगे, फिर उनके बताए अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर कर दो, कमीशन तेरा।
इतना इजी?
अरे काहे का इजी, ये मनी म्यूल है, इलीगल पैसा घुमाते हैं दूसरे के अकाउंट से। ये अपराध है।
अपराध?
जेल के बर्तन धोने पड़ जाएंगे।
ना भाई ना, जेल नहीं जाना है।
RBI कहता,
जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए।
उद्योगों की बढ़ती रफ्तार खोल रही है रोजगार और निवेश के नए द्वार। इसके लिए प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी उद्योगों को बढ़ावा देकर रोजगार सृजित कर रहे हैं। मध्य प्रदेश में भी मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर मोहन यादव मध्यम, लघु एवं सूक्ष्म उद्योगों का जाल बिछा रहे हैं।
छोटे से छोटे और बड़े से बड़े पूरे देश के या दुनिया के हर प्रकार के उद्यमियों के लिए हमने अपने मन के अंदर संकल्प लेकर के सबके लिए दरवाजे खोले।
प्रदेश में विगत 2 वर्षों में MSME में 12 लाख से अधिक यूनिट, 24,000 करोड़ से अधिक का निवेश और 70 लाख से ज्यादा लोगों को रोजगार। नई स्टार्टअप नीति MP इन्वेस्ट पोर्टल 3.0 से निवेश प्रक्रियाएं आसान।
गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स का फायदा तो लिया ही लिया, प्लस कई सारी मशीन्स इंस्टॉल करी, जिसके कारण बिजनेस ग्रो हुआ और जितने लोग थे आज उससे डबल या ट्रिपल बोल सकते इतने लोग काम कर रहे हैं।
मोहन यादव सरकार औद्योगिक विकास से लिख रही है प्रदेश की समृद्धि का नया अध्याय।
Hi there, good afternoon. You're watching Markets at Noon on ET now. I am Snehi Shah and we're exactly at the halftime mark of the trading day. Let's take a look at how the markets have shaped up in the first half of the trading session. The Nifty continues to be trading with gains of about 0.6%, so continues to see those gains, but we're absolutely flat when it comes to the 24,000 mark, barely holding above that mark. So that's the move over there. 24,000 seems like a level we hold on to, but very nominally. Pardon me, Sensex 0.2% higher. The broader end is looking good. In fact, the small cap index is in tandem with the benchmarks. We've got about a 0.5% gain coming in over there. It's the mid cap that's slightly under pressure in the green by about 0.2%, but still, underperforming the rest of the market. If I have to take a look at what the sectoral tilt is in the market, you've got barely 2 or 3 sectors in the red right now, namely metal, pharma and IT. Cuts between 0.6 and 0.7% on that front. On the flip side, if I take a look at some of the top gainers, it's the media index doing well on account of Z Entertainment. You've got Nifty Realty, Nifty FMCG, Auto, Finance Bank, PSU Bank's Defense, Oil and Gas and Energy. That's the pecking order in which the sectors are buzzing right now. Nifty Energy, which is the least sectoral gainer, is also seeing gains of about 0.2%. It's Nifty Realty that's doing well, 1.7% gain over there. Now, taking a look at what the advance decline ratio is looking like from the other end of the market, you've got 306 stocks in the advances and about 193 stocks in the declines when it comes to the Nifty 500. So that's the kind of tilt that we're seeing when it comes to the broader end. Some big buzzers from that basket as well. You've got RITES that is doing really well for itself on account of that auto win that we've seen. AB Real Estate is doing well. BEML, Car Trade on the back of their Q1 update. Wellspun Living, New India Assurance, MCX and Railtel. Again, Railtel on the back of an auto win doing very well for itself. On the flip side, you've got KPIT Tech obviously seeing some pressure on the back of their weak Q1 outlook, and the clarification that came after that led to a further dip in the stock. It's now lower by about 16% as we speak. Apar Industries lower by 7%. Tata Elxsi seeing the rub-off effect of KPIT Tech, 5.5% lower. It's IGL, Coforge, Himadri, Tech Mahindra. These are some stocks under pressure. That is what the tilt of the market is looking like right now. Let's take that conversation ahead with Mr. Rohit Srivastava of India. Rohit, hi, good afternoon and good to be speaking with you. Give us your reading on the market. 24,000, we've held on to that, but very nominally. What are going to be some key levels to watch out for?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. We've ended the June expiry, and I think it's the first day of July. And in July, I would actually think that the market would have a sort of positive bias. So there's a seasonal aspect to it that, markets do tend to do well during this period, June, July, into August, and probably see a correction only after that, whenever that is. So the levels that we are looking at, I think 23,860 is the key support on the downside. Most probably that should hold the way it has done, a couple of times now. And what we are looking for is to break out above 24,310. Once we do break out above that, then it should be smooth sailing to 25,000. But right now, that's the next thing to watch out for. Do we break out above 24,310?
Okay, so that's the view coming in on the index. Any stock-specific ideas or any sectoral views that you have at this point in time, Rohit?
So we are seeing weakness in metals. We will watch out for a potential bottom there because I think the longer term outlook for the metal sector still remains positive, but there is some pressure coming mainly because the dollar has been rising. The segments, therefore, that we'll focus on are going to be some of the interest rate sensitive sectors, starting with banking. Banking, I do think, will remain one of the best performing sectors for the year. And in this move, we should probably be headed towards around 61,000 for the bank nifty. So that's the sort of outlook. The next would, of course, be the realty and auto segments, both of which are also rate sensitive and come to get their demand from net borrowing. And initially, we saw some momentum build up in the real estate stocks. So those have been outperforming. And, after the recent dip have actually, in fact, they've held up even when the market was falling in the last week. So that's a sign of good strength. So I think real estate does well. And the auto sector, which was slightly flat, has now picked up in the last couple of days. Stocks like Maruti, for example, have, broken out and started to move. We are seeing that momentum build up. Probably we'll be watching also Ashok Leyland for something similar. So I do think the auto stocks will also start performing.
Okay, so that's what you're liking in the market right now. Rohit, what about your take on pharma? Today, that sector is slightly under pressure, but overall, Nifty Pharma has been doing very well, and it's actually been a defensive in the market that was largely sideways a couple of weeks ago. How are you looking at the pharma index?
So if you take a longer term view, it's definitely bullish. I mean, the short term selling, like you said, could be just because of shifting of funds between defensive and defensive. As the market, starts to rise and break out, you will see a lot of people pushing money into, large caps or even mid cap growth. And that can sometimes get some defensive selling. But the pharma index itself has broken out above 23,600, which is a long term breakout. It does give a sense that, if you take a 1 year perspective, the pharma index could also headed towards well above 30,000 or 33,000. And so we have a good room, to the upside in the medium to long term. Any setback could only be a short term correction.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on some indices. But any view on the IT sector, given the decline that we have seen today in some of those stocks?
So the IT sector broadly remains in a void. It has been, will be, we just can hope that, well, if the market's going up, will you get some kind of a tad bounce, a kind of trading rally? But we don't see any relief right now in the IT stocks, in the IT index, or even if we look at the global software index, all of which continue to weaken on a day-to-day basis. So it would really not be worth preempting a bottom in the IT space. We're just generally avoiding it. We're not saying anything about it, but the risk is to the downside. That's the thing to keep in mind.
So that's the risk that you're spotting when it comes to Nifty IT. Rohit, also wanted to get your sense on the entire Nifty FMCG pack. Some news flow coming in on that front today, and overall also because of the delayed monsoon that we've seen on the fundamentals, you've seen some pressure on Nifty FMCG in the month gone by. How would you be looking at that space? Would you be optimistic at all?
So, two angles to it. One is when we think of long term, when you're seeing the market go up and you have, growth sectors do well, you wouldn't expect FMCG to do that well. But at the same time, if I just look at the FMCG index or some of the individual names that I've been watching this morning, Dabur, say, for example, they're all showing near-term strength, which means that if I look at the FMCG index, it bottomed at around 47,500. It's moved up a little bit, currently at 49,000. I sense there could be a good trade. If you take a 1 month view on FMCG, probably you could see the FMCG index go up to around 55,000. So with that view, I think we would like to take some long trades on the FMCG side, purely keeping the 1 month time period, in mind.
Right, so long trades on FMCG, that's the word coming in. Mr. Srivastav, thank you so much for taking your time out. But shifting focus to the auto sector, then we have Mr. Nalinikant Golakunta, Chief Executive Officer at Automotive Division, M&M, now joining us. Sir, thank you so much for taking your time out. You've sold about 60,400 SUVs in June, which is an increase of 28% on a YOY basis. Is this pace sustainable through the rest of this year?
Very strong numbers, like you said. SUVs did 60,393, which is a growth of 28% over last year. And we've seen it build on top of strong months we have had earlier as well. So overall, I would say it's a secular trend, which we expect to continue over a period of time. I wouldn't say it's festive or pre-buying. I think that generally starts around mid-August onwards with Onam, and then of course continues into Navratra as well. So I would say that's where the trend is. So for us, this seems to be broad-based across rural and urban, and also broad-based across our portfolio as well. And the same trend we see in LCVs as well. LCVs, we did about 37% growth. So very, very strong growth there as well. 35% growth on LCVs as well. So that's very strong growth.
Okay, Mr. Golakunta, hi, this is Nehi also joining in. Let's talk about the three-wheeler segment. That has grown 63% on a year-on-year basis. Year-to-date, it's up 76%, so very strong move over there. But how much of this is electric three-wheeler and is Mahindra gaining share in the fast electrifying LMM segment?
Yeah, so LMM, if you look at it, has done exceedingly well. A bulk of the growth has come from the EV side. We continue to be the market leaders in the EV space. So a lot of that growth is attributed to the EV growth and the EV adoption, which is very high in the three-wheeler space.
And now with the XUV 3XO EV launch extending your ICE bestseller into electric, what's the early booking looking like at this point in time?
So EV is a broadening of the portfolio of 3XO itself. As you know, 3XO as a brand was the fastest growing brand for us. The first one to cross 100,000, the fastest to grow, fastest to get to 100,000 within our portfolio. So it's a choice that we are giving to the customers. As you know, 3XO has a diesel variant, which does very well. We have the petrol, of course, which does quite well. And then EV is one more choice. So we've been giving the consumer choice and they're taking the choice. The demand has been quite strong. In specific markets, it's been very strong, and we'll continue to scale up on 3XO EV. But I think the broader scope is for me on the EVs itself, right? The whole EVs and category creation mode. Every new product which comes in, it creates new demand and new volumes for not just for us, for the industry as well. And we see that playing out here as well. So it's an additional choice for customers. Overall, EVs, if you look at it, we've done quite well over the last 3 months and definitely this month as well. We've crossed 7,000 billing for the month. So very strong demand across the portfolio. So I wouldn't say that the demand is one versus the other. I think it's a different set of choices we're giving to the customers, and the customers like it a lot.
Okay, and so that specifies your EV plans and looking very solid on that front. Mr. Golakunta, let's talk about the export segment. Your exports have jumped 125% on a year-on-year basis in June. Is this a new base to build on, and markets or models are driving this sharp acceleration? Also, can we see this momentum continuing given that the base has become so big now for exports?
Yeah, we talked about this. One of the major drivers, at least for last few months, has been the commercial vehicle order that we got in Indonesia, which we are scaling up to deliver to, and that's the number. So 35,000 order we got on an ongoing basis. We are delivering anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 on a monthly basis. So that's driving some of the growth. But having said that, the growth in South Africa has been quite good as well. 3XO, which we launched last year, has had very strong traction. So I would say that it's broad-based growth, but definitely bulk of the major growth that you're seeing, which is adding up to the 100% or so, is coming from the Indonesia order.
And with 37% of your overall volume growth and 16 SUV launch pipeline that you have through 2031, is current manufacturing capacity sufficient or will fresh capital expenditure be required in order to achieve your target?
Yeah, so two major initiatives are going on. One of them is a brownfield in Chakan for expansion. And that's something by end of this fiscal year, we should have that coming online. That adds about 20,000 volume for the month. So about 240,000 for the year capacity that we would bring online at that point in time. That's a brownfield investment. And then we have the Nagpur investment we are making, which we announced in February this year. That's a greenfield, and that will take a couple of years for it to come into fruition. And that should, over a period of time, it should add another 500,000 annual volumes as well. So two major volume additions. One of them is almost immediate, and the other one, of course, with the greenfield will come in as well.
Okay, and also with Tata Renault launching competing SUVs, how do you see Mahindra defending its UV growth lead through FY27?
Yeah, I think it's for us. We don't necessarily play only one segment. Compact SUVs, of course, we have multiple products which are doing quite well. We have products in the mid segment, and of course, we have products which are in the 7-seater segment. And we've seen consistent demand across all of these segments. So I think with the GST reform, we saw the growth trend and growth impetus coming across the portfolio, and we are seeing that playing out in the demand as well. So overall, I think it's been good. Competition is good, as we always say. I think it gets customers more excited, customers more interested. And we believe that we have a portfolio which is still very fresh, very relevant, and that shows in the numbers we're seeing.
Okay, and lastly, as XUV 3XO EV launches alongside the petrol and diesel XUV 3XO, are you seeing any cannibalization within your own SUV lineup, or is EV largely additive to volumes as we speak?
I think they play in different segments. Like I said, these are into different target segments for us. So as a portfolio, I think they're very complementary overall. So I don't see much of a cannibalization happening. And like I said, it's very much in a category creation mode. So it's been additive and accretive to our overall numbers.
All right, thank you for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. So that's the outlook when it comes to FY27 and the entire sector outlook as well. But on that note, we need to slip into a very short break. More news and updates will continue on the other side.